can't dance and yawn at the same time.
No. We're not on.
We're on.
Oh, no. It's embarrassing.
Well, no one can see you.
Dancing and yawning, though, is not a good combo. Very attractive.
That's what you were doing.
Yeah, I know.
You're dancing and yawning.
Oh.
Hey, so how was Maggie on her walk today? Good?
She's good. She was crazy.
Yeah, you said she ran around everywhere.
Yeah, I took her out the gate and she pulling me down the street, barking at every dog known to man, and just running after cars. She's crazy.
She's going to get run over one of these days.
Don't say that.
She is. She runs out like that?
Don't say that.
Well, you have to...
I pull her back and I say no. That's horrible.
Okay.
I don't like that thought. Gee.
Oh, wow.
Good happy day.
All right. Well, sorry, everyone. This is Extreme Health Radio. My name is Justin, and we have...
The Incredible Kate.
Oh, The Incredible Kate. You have a title now.
Oh, I'm just kidding.
Kate.
Hey, everybody.
Kate, and this is Extreme Health Radio. And I think it's episode number 82 of our show, which is crazy. We're just kind of rocking.
Wow. Seems like it just started.
82 shows in the can, as they say in the business.
In the can. In what business?
in show business.
Show business, right? In the can.
In the can.
I love it.
So this is, let's see, show number 82. So you can check it out at extremehealthradio.com/82. And if you'd like to follow us on Facebook, that would be really great to have you part of our community, extremehealthradio.com/Facebook. And you can just click the like button on there, and then your world will change.
Let's talk about how the world will change.
Oh, new doors will be opened up to you.
Oh, I like it.
You like that?
I love it.
No, but it'd be fun to have you join our community. It's growing every day, and it's a lot of fun. We post a few times a day on there, and it'd be great to have you a part, and we can interact. And so let's see, what's the date today? This is supposed to be a Friday show, but it's Saturday.
April 6th.
Is it April 6th?
Yep.
Tax day is coming up.
My favorite day.
Your favorite day.
Everyone's favorite day.
Everyone's favorite day. If you'd like to contact Kate or me, you can do so at kate@extremehealthradio.com or justin@extremehealthradio.com. Or you could call our voicemail line, which is 949-391-7363. And I can play your message and get your question answered, hopefully.
Yeah.
If you'd like to support our work, and if you purchase products on Amazon, that would be great for you to support us that way. We'll get a little commission for each of your orders, and you can buy anything you'd like. You don't have to buy anything related to health, and you could do so every time you make a purchase. That would be a great way to support us. And you can do so at extremehealthradio.com/Amazon. Excuse me. That's what we do in the business.
You say, excuse me?
And we clear our throats.
Like that?
Like that.
Nice. In the business.
No, but that would be a great way to support us. That'll just redirect you straight to Amazon.com, and you can support us that way if you like. Let's see.
We would be very grateful.
Yeah, that would be really, it would be a great way to support us, and we have lots of bills to pay, so that would be very much appreciated. And let's see, we've got a lot of stuff to get to today. We have a lot of listener questions, and I've been very slack, I should say. Is that a good word? Slack?
Sure.
About not responding to emails.
Yeah.
And it's been really difficult. It's been challenging, I should say.
You're not slacking. It's just been a lot.
A lot going on. Yeah. And we're starting to get many, many emails per day, which is great, but it takes me a little bit of time to get back to everybody. So do you want to just dive into some of these emails?
Sure.
Yeah, let's do a few of them.
Dive.
Let's dive. Okay, here we go. Stella writes in, "Hi, Justin. Apps." She talks about that show we did with, Konstantin Monastyrsky. Did you hear that one?
No.
He was a really cool guy.
That's quite a name.
Well, he talked all about how fiber is really, really bad for you.
Oh, you told me about him. I need to listen to that one.
Yeah, I think it's episode 44, if my memory serves me correct. And she says her mind was really changed a lot after listening to that interview. And so she asked, how do we understand the stories that people are telling to heal themselves, like the ones on Dr. Schultz's website? Are they false? I mean, you just don't know. Thanks for responding, and I appreciate you telling me what you think. Well, I could understand this or you completely, Stella, because for us, we go through that same situation. You know, one guy says apples are the best thing ever, and then the next guy says apples will kill you.
Right. I feel like daily we're kind of confused about what the right way is.
Yeah, and I think that what we do as a culture is we really rely on other people to tell us what's going to be best for our bodies.
Right.
And I think we do that with lots of different things. I think we're just conditioned as a culture to just really look up to, honor, and respect, and which is all, you know, those are all good things, but we just kind of bow down to the feet of anyone who has a supposed authority.
Right.
And so I think that this happens when we listen to shows like this, where one guy talks about this and another guy talks about something completely opposite. We want to listen to both people, and then we just don't know. And I think what we need to do is just listen to our own bodies about what to eat.
I feel like that's the conclusion we've come to.
Yeah, because you were just saying the other day about vegan versus,
gosh,
what was it, paleo?
Yeah, versus paleo, and I think we've come to the conclusion, you and I, that everyone's body is so different, and going with what your body tells you, what works for you is just, it's finding out how that works is the hard part. But
yeah, it's going to be different for each person.
I think so, because I don't think there's one. I mean, the more people I've been talking to, like friends and clients and stuff, and we'll talk about stuff like this, like there's not one right diet for everyone. That's what I feel like I'm starting to believe a little bit more. I think there's things that are beneficial for everyone to add in, right? Definitely, and to cut out. But as far as like the day-to-day for the rest of your life diet, I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like that there's going to be a right diet for everyone. And if you think about it too, I mean, let's say the right diet for you is just all fruit, right? But let's say you've been overloaded with candida. So let's say that God created your body to eat only fruit, you in particular. But let's say you were living in the modern world and you damaged your body so much so that you couldn't handle fruit.
Right.
So, I mean, there's so many factors. You could say, well, my body's designed to eat fruit, but because of the way I've been living for the past 30 years, I can't eat a lot of fruit. And maybe as you begin to heal, you can get into tune with what your real diet is.
That makes sense.
You know, there's so many factors.
Right.
You know, like Polynesian people or people in the islands in the South Pacific and things in Hawaii, those people can eat more fruit than we can. Right. Because they were raised on fruit, and you know, their whole ancestral diet has been included. You know, fruit's been included in that. Right. And so when you take someone like that and you give them like Eskimo food, which is like animal meat and blubber and fat, they don't do well. Right. So I mean, it's just.
But how do you think about the Italians and stuff? Like their culture, like I don't know if anybody's meant to eat all that gluten. It seems like it's their ancestral way, but I wonder if that's not true. I wonder if they predominantly were a diet of fish and vegetables up until a certain point, and then the pasta thing became all the rage at some point. I'm just wondering, like thinking out loud, like I don't know if they're meant to eat that way, like, and they're having a backlash now apparently with the gluten. Right. It's a big deal over there. I guess almost every restaurant, my friends that have recently been to Italy said they offer a gluten-free option now. Wow. But I always wonder that about the Italians and people that don't seem to eat the natural, what we know to be diet, you know? Yeah, you know, because I don't think that they're going to be adapted to eating all those grains and breads and things like that. I just don't think it's healthy. I mean, I don't know. I'm just, you know, I've done a lot of research and a lot of reading and everything, but speculation. It's just speculation on my part. I think they maybe have adapted a little bit to it, but there's also an issue with the grains there too. I mean, maybe the grains there have more minerals in the soil. That's true. Or maybe they're not as hybridized as much, so they don't contain as much gluten. Right. But you're starting to see a lot of Italians with stomach and IBS and problems like that. So it's obvious that this, you know, a lot of grain like that's not going to be good for a lot of people, you know? Yeah. Yeah, that's an interesting question. I feel her on that for sure. It's a journey. Yeah, it's definitely a journey. Let's see. Thanks, Stella, for writing in. I appreciate that a lot. And let's see. Judy writes in, I have a lot of problems such as not being able to get a restful, uninterrupted sleep, neck, shoulder, and lower back pain. I may wake up 4 to 8 times a day.
Wow. I work graveyard. I'm 50 years old. So I do have to see, so I have to do less more often, but it's the neck pain that really bothers my rest. Wow. You know, I would consider getting in touch with Dr. Bob Marshall. His website is healthline.cc, and we've done an interview with him. You could look him up on our guest list page and find an interview with him, because a lot of times there could be a trauma to the neck, to the cervical area up near the neck and all that. And I would suggest talking with Dr. Bob Marshall, because they do something called QRA. Have you heard of that?
No.
Quantum reflex analysis.
Okay.
And they can find trauma sites in your body, whether they be broken bones or scars or anything like that. And these things disturb the energy field and the meridian flow of your body. And as a result, your organs compensate for that. And so by releasing the energy flow and the disturbance field through a series of techniques they do, can help a lot of people. So
did she say her neck on the email, was that neck thing an injury, or she doesn't know?
I'm not sure if it was an injury or not, but she has lower back pain. I don't even know where to start with that one. I've had my issues with lower back pain. We recently got a inversion table that seems to work pretty well. Let's see. Well,
because what came to mind too is the Dr. Bradley Nelson emotion code stuff, because sometimes if it's not a physical injury and stuff is settling in those areas, I have to ask myself if it might be an emotional trauma as well.
Oh, yeah.
So that's something to check out. I think Dr. Bradley Nelson's book, if, and find a practitioner in her area, possibly.
That's right.
To see if some of the neck pain is because of an emotion trapped inside that certain area that's causing the pain. I don't know, but
wow. Okay. Yeah, that's
between the two.
That's somewhere to start. And also, there's a really cutting edge chiropractor named not Timothy Leary. He's is
that an actor?
I don't know, Timothy Leary. I forget who he is. It's something O'Leary. I'll link it up on this show page. I think it's not. I think it's Timothy. Dr. Timothy O'Shea. I'll find it. I'll link it up. He's a really cutting edge chiropractor, and I think he's got people working around the country following his techniques too. So you might want to look at that. As far as sleep goes, what we've been doing is wearing those low blue light glasses that block out the blue light. I'll put a link to that on the show too, and that helps to protect your body from being exposed to the blue light that comes in through the eyes from watching TV at night or being on your iPad. And when the eye recognizes the blue light, it doesn't produce melatonin, so you don't get tired. So it prevents you from being, tired enough to go to sleep.
Kind of winding down.
Winding down, yeah. And we've been around here. Or at least I've been putting like candles on at night instead of lights.
Right.
And that seems to help. So those are all some ideas with sleep, and
as well as the grounding technology.
The grounding, yeah, definitely. There's grounding sheets you could get. That would be very helpful, I think. It would ground you to the earth, and that would be something to look at, as well as...
Because that calms your body down naturally, I believe.
Yeah, it brings in the natural rhythmic cycles and natural, what do they call it? The frequency range of the earth itself.
Wow.
And brings it into your sheets.
And magnesium spray, possibly.
Oh, right. Magnesium.
We have a spray that we put on before bed and rub it into... Well, I put it onto my upper chest. I don't know where you put it, but it just kind of calms you down. It has a calming effect.
Magnesium is really great for going to sleep. I would really consider getting off that graveyard shift. I know that, I really don't, can't give advice here, but as far as the working graveyard, there's been a lot of studies to suggest that people who work graveyard have a significant number of health issues, more so than other people. So
wow.
I would definitely look at your options as far as changing to a regular daytime shift, because we were just never meant to stay up all night.
That's hard.
Yeah, that's tough. I've
never done that.
Yeah, I've had friends that have done that. It's crazy.
Ooh, that's really rough.
Yeah, it's tough. Okay, so Anne writes in, Here she goes, she says. I really want my eyes blue like when I was born. I know my brown eyes are a lack of health, but every time I try to eat and reverse it, it's too difficult. Vinny Pinto wrote an article on how to do this, but my sensitive nervous system makes it too hard. Luckily for optimal neurofeedback, a paleo diet, acupuncture, meditation, and muscle testing, my life decisions, I may get there. But I think my body's toxic and I wish I could easily and painlessly heal. Thank you for putting yourself out there to spread healing, Anne. That's really cool.
I have never heard of that before.
What's that? People...
Your eye color.
Yeah.
You've heard of that?
People can change their eye color, yeah.
Do you agree that that's a lack of health in your body to have non-blue eyes?
Like brown eyes, like she says?
Sure.
You know what we should have asked who was it recently that did iridology?
Oh,
did we talk to someone who did iridology?
Yes.
Oh, Dr. Adam Bergstrom.
Was it Adam Bergstrom?
Yeah. I haven't really looked too much into iridology, and
we're going to have him again, though. That'd be a great question that we can ask in the future.
Yeah, about eye color.
I've never heard. That is interesting.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes
Wow.
people have had their entire jaw change and the structure of their face change when they do cleansing and things. Because
I've heard of that.
yeah, and your eyes can change as well.
Whoa.
That's pretty wild.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I've heard that when you eat a certain way and change and cleanse and do all these things, if you think about an hourglass with sand in it, but if you make a huge big hourglass and you just fill it with rocks, all of those rocks are sitting, but there's a lot of empty space in there.
Right.
And what happens when you start cleansing is that the organs actually are like those rocks and they sit on each other. But when you start getting rid of the soot and everything else in the body that's actually taking up space, those organs can shift and move.
Wow.
And sort of sit on top of one another nicely.
Start settling in a little.
Yeah, and settle in, and it can actually change the structure and the bone structure of your face and jaw and everything.
I had a friend who one time told me about Eating Right for Your Type, that book, and I remember his face literally, like I'd see him like 6 months later and his nose looked different.
Didn't we see him walking once?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
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 And he looks like a different dude. Like,
he looks like a completely different guy.
it was weird.
And it's not just the fat that's off his face. It's
like his structure changed, like his jaw, his nose. It was pretty weird.
Yeah.
I never seen anything like personally that crazy before.
That's wild. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
So sorry, Anne. I don't know much about the eyes and everything. I wish I did. As far as the cleansing, you say that I think my body's toxic. There are some things that we could do for cleansing, like you could take this really great clay from Vitality Herbs and Clay that we take. It's sort of like a magnetic charge inside your body, and so it pulls negatively charged toxins and poisons from your colon and from your digestive tract. It's really high in silica, and there's a link to Vitality Herbs and Clay
Herbs, yeah.
at the bottom of our website, and if you just call up, you can talk to Michael King. We've had him on our show as well. That's one way to do some cleansing, so call over there and perhaps look at some of that. What else?
The zeolite.
The zeolite. That's really, really...
Do we have that on our store?
I think
we do.
Mm-hmm. It's just extremehealthradio.com/zeolite, and that's what we take.
Right. That's really powerful.
That's very powerful. The stuff that you are going to be taking actually enters, I think it's 0.03 microns, and it actually enters into the cell and cleanses the actual cells themselves.
You mean the zeolite I'm going to be taking? It's a stronger dose, right?
Right. We've been taking the
Pure Body.
The Pure Body, and I think that's like $25 a month. And the other one's more expensive, but it's a particle size thing. And
right.
So there's that, if you were interested in that. What else?
So the stronger one is better for people who know they're more toxic and really need to detox, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Yeah, that's huge. The sweating,
the sauna,
whether it's exercise, saunas, hot yoga, all that, getting it out.
Yeah, somehow figure out a way to sweat. I
don't know about this, but you know how I like to take a bath with those, what are those called? So sea salt minerals.
Oh, right.
Dead Sea.
Oh, yeah.
Minerals that come in a big tub.
That's right.
I've read on that thing about how miraculous they are as far as drawing And here's the thing too for was it Stella? Who's the lady that just wrote in talking about the neck?
Oh,
Was that
Judy.
Stella? Judy, that's right.
Yeah.
That stuff helps just relax your whole body and draw stuff out, and that feels really good.
Yeah.
It really does help muscle tension, pain. I add some lavender oil in there.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, you put a little Enya on.
I do. I'm in a closet Enya.
Aficionado.
Yes. Who doesn't like Enya?
Nah, she's great.
It's so good.
I love Enya.
That music's awesome.
All right, let's see. What else could we do for cleansing? And then we got to take a short break. What else?
Cleansing, skin brushing.
Skin brushing, green juices.
Green juice, for sure.
Colonics.
Oh, right.
Enemas. What else for cleansing? There's 1,000 things you could do for cleansing.
Oh, man. The cleanse we're about to embark on.
Oh, the Ejuva cleanse.
Ejuva cleanse. Hello.
That
should have been the first one.
The Ejuva cleanse.
We're still waking up.
We're still waking up. Yeah, so
that's powerful.
Yeah, the Ejuva cleanse.
The liver gall flush.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's a cleanse for those certain organs, but I'm sure that would help everything.
Yeah, and also if you go into the resources section of our website on the link up at the top, and then go to critical PDF documents, there's an article there by Hulda Clark called New Concepts.
Mm-hmm.
That's something I want to do. I've heard people having really good success with it. And speaking of my dream the other day, I'll have to tell you about my dream when we come back.
When we come back.
But it has to do with cleansing parasites. There's like 7 essential oils that she recommends, and you do a couple drops a day, twice a day of each one. I think you do it for 5 or 6 days.
Okay.
And I've heard, and I mean, it's all anecdotal, but this is what people are saying. It gets rid of these insane long parasites out of your body.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like the ones we've looked online, like the seaweed looking stuff.
Yeah, the stuff that's like
snakes.
Yeah, like a foot long.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Crazy, huh?
Yeah.
So I'll tell you.
On that note.
Oh, where do we go from there?
Oh, brother.
Oh, man. Okay, so we got to take a short break. We're going to run the ad for the Bellicon, our favorite new little device. So we'll be right back after this break. So rebounding is, in my mind, one of the best ways to detoxify your lymphatic system, and it's the only exercise on earth that will actually detoxify your lymphatic system. And your lymph system is responsible for storing toxins and chemicals and poisons that you're exposed to. And there's no pump for the lymph system. It doesn't have a heart, so you have to move it up and down, and it's filled with millions of one-way valves that get squeezed and pushed and opened and closed every time you jump. And we feel like we found the best rebounder on the market today. It's the Rolls Royce of rebounding. It's called the Bellicon. And I highly, highly stand behind this product. It's absolutely amazing. If you want to hear what some of our guests said about it, check them out on our store. You can listen to what a lot of our guests have said about rebounding and the Bellicon in particular. So a lot of times people will go on the rebounder with oxygen for cancer if they're really sick. And it's one of the most powerful things you can do to cleanse your body and to exercise every single cell in your body, every organ in your body. It's the only internal organ exercise you could do. And it's absolutely incredible. It also helps to rebuild bone density because of the up and down motion, the G-force that gets applied to every cell of your body, and it tightens and tones your body, and it's just really, really great aerobic exercise. And the Bellicon is made with straps, these bungee cords instead of springs, so it's silent, and they have a warranty on it. It's the best rebounder on the market today. So if you're in the market for one, I would highly recommend just saving up and getting the Bellicon, because there's no other rebounder on the market that's better than this thing. I firmly believe that. So if you're interested in it, check it out, extremehealthradio.com/Bellicon. That's B as in boy, ELLICON. And you can learn more about it and watch the videos on that page too. So thanks for listening, and I hope you enjoy your rebounder, and we'll catch you on the next episode.
robot dancing.
Now you're robot dancing.
As much as I can robot dance. not my strong point.
It's not. Yeah.
Thanks. No, it's not.
No, that was good though. I liked it.
Thank you.
That was good. Robot dancing. That's awesome. So my dream the other day was this crazy thing. I rarely ever dream, ever. And it was really crazy. So I was dreaming that we're walking our dog and we're down by this school, down, by our house. And I was walking her, and then for some reason you had to go away. So
I had to go learn to robot dance better.
Yeah.
take classes at the local community college.
They're breakdance fighting.
What's that from?
Zoolander.
That's right.
They're breakdance fighting. And so you left for some reason, and there was this little sore that I had on my right bicep, and it was like this circular sore that I had. Mm-hmm. It was kind of like an open wound a little bit. It was like kind of fresh or something. And so I think when we were together, we saw something sticking out of it. Like maybe, I don't know, a quarter of an inch. And so something was sticking out of it, and then I went to grab it, and it went back in. Oh.
Ew, like it dove back into your arm?
Yeah, like it had an eye on the end of it, and it saw me, like it saw my finger coming, to try to grab it.
Creepy.
And it went back in, and then I freaked out. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I got this thing inside me. And I was expecting it to be a really small thing, like the size of an earthworm or something. And then you left, and then I was getting kind of worried, and then I thought,
why would I leave you in your hour of need?
I know, especially when I've got to pull a worm out of my body.
Right. Well, I'll let you deal with that. I'm going to go take a robot class.
I gotta
Priority.
I gotta go robot dance. I gotta go breakdance fight. So yeah, you left, and then it came up again, and so I immediately just grabbed it and started pulling on it, and it wouldn't pull out. And then I thought, oh, wow, this is weird. And so I kept pulling on it, and it came out, and it was like the size of a salmon fish. It was so disgusting, and it got big. It was huge. It was the size of, like, bigger than the size of a baseball bat on the one end. And it was about a foot long, and it was white, and it looked like it had teeth. And all this came out of my arm, which is not even that big. Like I have Schwarzenegger's arms, And
what in the world?
So I freaked out and threw it on the ground, and then it kind of looked at me.
It looked at you?
Yeah, it had huge eyes. It was like this alive thing.
Well, sure.
And,
of course it did. What?
And that was it.
What?
That was it.
What does that mean?
I have no idea. So I looked up on Google, pull parasite out of your arm dream or something. Thinking that
parasite with eyes and teeth, size of fish.
White
grub-like.
White parasite. Yeah, it was like a grub. It was so disgusting.
A foot-long grub.
Yeah, if there's anybody out there who would understand what that means.
Yeah, if there's any dream experts, shed some light, please.
Yeah, drop some knowledge on us for that.
That's some weird stuff.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I have no idea. I don't know how that relates to really anything. But
everyone should be cleansing, including your arm.
Yeah, maybe cleanse your arm. All right, so let's get back to some of these emails, because I want to make sure. We got so many, and I feel so bad that I haven't got to people.
Life.
Okay, Bill Bradley writes in. He responded to our email, our very first email, where we asked people to write in and tell us what their health concerns are, so we can figure out what kind of shows to do and things. And he writes chronic pain, muscle soreness, cramps, and spasms. And that's all he wrote. He writes chronic pain. I would look into maybe the emotion code for that.
Yeah.
The emotion code for chronic pain.
Yeah.
What else? Or the emotion code as well as the healing code too.
Oh, right.
That's another thing.
Well, yeah. Those, and I'm just coming up with the thought of the sauna, how we interviewed Phil Wilson the other day.
Oh, right. Episode 80.
Episode 80. He talks about people with restless leg syndrome, all kinds of weird chronic pains, and the fibromyalgia people.
Oh, yeah.
The arthritic people. That stuff, I guess the sauna is does wonders for people with chronic pain.
Really good for that. Yeah.
That's an idea. I'm not sure.
Chronic pain would indicate like a nerve issue or something.
Yeah, neurological maybe.
I would look into maybe the healing code, the emotion code, the sauna, maybe some some magnesium could be good, magnesium oil or some DMSO topically on places that have pain, help to relax the area.
Didn't I see something about, oh no, that was for bone stuff.
Oh, for bone, yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, sorry, Bill. I wish we were, experts. We're just kind of
middlemen.
Yeah, we're just kind of middlemen trying to just point you in the right direction. Let's see.
Starting with those books might be really powerful, though.
Yeah, I think that would be a good place to start, because with all pain, there's an emotional side to it inside the body.
Well, weren't you telling me yesterday a lot of it had to do with your thyroid? And a lot of that also comes from your gut. Oh, yeah. Those are probably the thyroid and the gut are two things to look into to heal, to see if some of that can alleviate.
Yeah, you would just be completely floored at as far as the thyroid, what the thyroid can do, as far as how it affects areas in your body. And it affects literally everything: eyesight, hearing, pain of all kinds, cancers, heart disease, sex drive, how for women, how big their boobs get.
Really?
Yep. Their weight, for men, all kinds of sexual things for men as well, how tall you are, everything. Wow. Everything is all determined by the thyroid. And as of right now, that show's not live yet, but it's going to be episode number 80. What is this? Episode 82?
80. Ooh.
This is 82, I think. That's going to be episode 81. So check out that show. Sorry, we had to clear our voice. So check out that show, episode 81, for that kind of information. And then Julio writes in, so glad to help. He sent a donation, and I thanked him for that. And he says, thanks for your show, and so glad to help those that help others. I was doing different kinds of searches on health and wellness. I subscribe to a few different podcasts, but I find myself listening to yours mostly. Oh, that's cool.
So cool.
I started with episode 1 on Monday, and I'm up to 15 already. I drove to Orlando and back yesterday and was able to absorb 6 episodes on that trip. It was awesome.
Wow.
That's cool.
Dude, that's so cool.
Isn't that cool?
Awesome.
Yeah, thanks, Julio, for the donation. Really, really appreciate that, and I'm glad you like our shows. And if there's anything we could do, let us know.
Yeah, please.
Okay, Anna writes in, I've never really been a healthy person. Usually nothing really serious, things that are going on, but quite annoying lately. I'm trying to fix those problems by incorporating healthy habits and being more careful with food. Therefore, I'm really interested in learning as much as possible about it. So thanks, Anna. That's really cool.
That is really cool.
Yeah, I'm glad that people are starting to wake up and take care of themselves now. Instead of waiting till they're sick or waiting till they're 70 or 80.
Right.
A lot of people, when they're old, they want to regain their youth. And so they've, spent a lot of money on that.
Prevention.
Yep.
I mean, we all start out where Anna did too. I mean, you and I, it's only less than 10 years since we got on the journey of changing our path, and a lot of it's subtle and a lot of it's intentional, but once you have your eyes open to it, I think you get more and more excited to see the progress you make, and it encourages you to keep going. But
yeah, it's really cool. I wish everyone would be like how you are, and take a preventative approach to their health. That way, when they get older, they can be living life and enjoying life instead of being in a wheelchair and
looking like crinkly old raisin people.
Yeah, with chronic diseases.
Truly.
Let's see here. Juliana writes in, hi, Justin. Thank you for your message. Oh, this is in response to one of our email newsletters. This is really cool.
Oh, cool.
I've become so obsessed with my food that I no longer, this might be something you like, Kate.
Oh, no.
I have become so obsessed with my food that I no longer enjoy what I'm eating. At each and every meal, I will worry about the extra calories, the unhealthy dressing, the oils, etc., etc., etc. I think I'm becoming unwell more from worrying about what goes into my body than from what harm the food causes me. Your advice to give thanks, be thankful for the food is so timely for me to re-enjoy my food again.
Oh, I hear her.
Isn't that? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's so, I think as you learn more and more, it really messes with your head.
It totally does.
Yeah, because you start realizing everything I'm eating, there's something wrong with everything I'm eating.
I know.
If I'm eating something that's really high in minerals, it's also high in sugar, like goji berries. Or If I'm eating something like chocolate, which is really high in magnesium and other trace minerals,
You're getting phytic acid.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, there's something.
Oh, I know. I hear her. But I do agree. And you're really good at that, Jay, about telling me about the giving thanks part before. Just try to enjoy it if you,
Yeah.
you know. I think mentally it does something probably just as harmful. Like she's saying, like you almost, if you're not giving thanks for it and enjoying it a little bit, it's going to do you more damage, even if it's like a carrot, something that should be good for you. If you're freaking out about it, it's not going to do you any good.
Right. And I would rather actually have someone that, let's say someone doesn't have any idea about food and they don't understand that some food is healthier than others.
Mm-hmm.
It would, in my mind, it might be better for someone to eat
Like Taco Bell.
Yeah, or like a piece of pizza, and they eat it slow, they chew it, they're
thankful for
they're
it.
thankful for it, they thank God for it, and they eat it at the right time of day, and all of these types of things, versus someone who is really upset and worried, and they're eating, a salad with a bunch of great things on it, but things that could be harmful, so
You're right.
Living in a space of gratitude, I think, and thankfulness, and appreciation. It's like that thing that I heard and we talked about a while back is when we go into the supermarket and we walk in there and we want, goji berries, or we want some watermelon or something. We're just craving it. And we go into the supermarket and they don't have it, right? And we're just so bummed, right? We're so upset. And then we start getting all down about it. And, this supermarket should be better. They should restock their shelves. And
why don't they have this?
Yeah, why don't they have this? And all this kind of stuff. But if you walk in there with that kind of an attitude,
right,
it really is harmful, because when it fosters the idea of us taking things. It fosters the idea of us walking in somewhere and taking, versus where if you were out and stranded in the wild and you ran across everything that was in the supermarket. Let's say you ran across that same supermarket.
Yeah.
And you were still craving watermelons. Do you think you'd be upset?
Right.
You
little light shed on that.
Yeah, you haven't eaten in 5 days, but you're going to be all upset that there's no watermelon.
Right.
And so the idea of, just being thankful and not taking and accepting what's given to us,
right,
I think is really good.
No, I do. It puts it all in perspective.
Let's see. Greg writes in, "Hi, Justin. I need some help with these issues. I'm 63-year-old male type 2 diabetic going into kidney failure with high blood pressure, cholesterol, and had a heart stent put in me around 15 years ago. My pulse gets so low at times that I have dizzy spells, and my doc wants to do an angiogram, which involves injecting dye, which is harmful to my kidneys in me, so that they can see if my arteries are blocked that are going to my brain. If there's a blockage, then there's going to be surgery involved to correct the issue. I have truly had it with my medical issues, so I've started to a quest back in November to get healthy. I started juicing using the green juice recipe from Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead video. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Dropped eating any fast food except the salad. So far, I have lost 45 pounds and lowered my insulin from 260 units to 30 units per day. Awesome.
Oh my gosh.
Having hunger issues and trying to find ways to curb them. My question is, do you have any suggestions as to juicing recipes to remove Maggie?
Oh, Maggie.
To remove the cholesterol in my veins and help lower my blood pressure.
Let me go stop her. 1 second.
Okay, cool. Thanks for dealing with her. I'll keep talking about this question from Greg. And Greg, I'm glad that you're really going to be interested in doing some natural things. This is really cool. I would look at, for your heart, I would look at the work from Dr. Caldwell Esselstyn. We interviewed him, and he wrote a book called Prevent and Cure Heart Disease. And also Dr. Steven Sinatra. And I think you could just Google him, Steven, Steven Sinatra. And he's written a book as well about the heart. And I think there's a lot of good information on that page. And also on our site, if you go on to, let me go onto our website really quickly. Okay, if you go to the very top, it says useful resources. There's a link and you can go down to organ health. And this is something that I had in mind when I first started this site, but I haven't been able to update it. I would love to be able to update this, but there's not enough time in the day. And if you scroll down to H, you'll see the word heart and you'll see that link. And there's some links on there for information on keeping your heart healthy. That would be something that I would definitely consider. Things like cayenne pepper, ribose, coenzyme Q10, carnitine, magnesium, selenium, vitamin D3. These are all things that you can use for your heart to help prevent heart attacks and things. And you talk about cholesterol too. The cholesterol issue is one that has been... I think there's a lot of misinformation in the cholesterol world. Traditional doctors want to get you down to about 120, I think, cholesterol. And if you do that, you won't even be able to make hormones. So then you'll need, other drugs. So definitely be aware of the cholesterol issue. I wish there was some more information I could give you on that.
I'm back.
You're back.
Yeah, I dealt with that.
Maggie.
Some dog had the audacity to walk by our window on our street.
It actually walked by our house. Could you imagine?
No. So rude.
So rude.
I caught what you were saying a little bit about the cholesterol.
Uh-huh.
What is that book we gave my mom when she thought that she needed to go on cholesterol lowering medication?
Oh, yes.
Is that Selling Sickness?
Selling Sickness.
Was that one?
Yeah, that's a good
That talks about the cholesterol and the lie we've kind of been fed as far as gotta lower this, gotta lower that, is too high, it's too scary.
Right.
And shows what... I think there's a whole chapter on actually cholesterol and what the numbers mean and why we actually need it.
That's a good book.
So that might be a good one.
Yeah, Selling Sickness. That's a really good book.
And I'm sure that could open up a whole other world to him as far as, exposing new information. And that just goes down a rabbit trail of more information for cholesterol type issues.
And also the cholesterol... we were going over the work of, what's his name? Gilbert Renaud from recallhealing.com.
Yeah.
Amazing guy. Recallhealing.com. And he was talking about the heart attack is actually the healing phase of the disease. The disease is the stress and everything that is causing the body to create the cholesterol, because the cholesterol is actually a healing thing to heal
and protect,
and protect the insides of the arteries from damage caused by stress and lifestyle and bad food. And so your body patches the insides of your arteries up with cholesterol, and the heart attack is the actual healing phase. And so this guy is really interesting.
That's a book I'm dying to read.
Yeah, I think it's called. There's one by Peter DeWitt too.
Oh, right.
I gotta put him down.
That sounds so good.
Peter DeWitt and Recall Healing. I think I forget what the name of the book is called, but that's something you may want to look at. And basically, it talks about how the entire way that Western medicine looks at disease is completely upside down. It's completely opposite.
Right.
Because you would never think that, the stroke is the healing part. Right. Or the heart attack is the healing.
That's such a foreign concept.
I know. The cancer is the body's healing. Literally, it's the body healing itself.
Well, that's like that book too. Cancer is not a disease, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have, right. That when I first heard that concept, it's like it takes a while to wrap your mind around what that actually means. I'm still trying to figure out what that all is about, but yeah, I'm fascinated by that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's really interesting. So you may want to look at some energetic and some emotional things that have to do with your heart, Greg, and because they always say that heart attacks are a loss of territory. So when you're, if you're fighting to keep your marriage alive, or if you're fighting for your company because someone's, trying to undermine you, or if you're fighting to preserve something in your life, that is the actual disease process that's happening, because disease and things like that is a process. It's not an overnight thing.
Right.
And when you're trying to preserve your territory, that's when heart attacks happen.
God, it's such an interesting concept to me.
Yeah, trying to preserve your territory or crazy. All right, so thank you, Greg, for writing in. I really, really appreciate it, and hopefully we've given you some ideas that you can kind of go down. We don't have really any answers. We can just kind of point you to people that we know about that can help you more fully.
Totally.
So hopefully that helps, Greg. And
thanks, Greg.
Yeah, I'm with you as far as your health issues, and let us know if we can help at all. And then Rahul writes in, this is a really good one. Hi, Justin. I just came across your show and I just love it. Actually, you know what? 45 minutes. We got to run another commercial.
We'll come right back.
Time is going quick. Let me run another commercial and we'll do that right now.
Cool.
Hey there, thanks for listening to the interview so far. I wanted to tell you quickly about a product called the Longevity Now program. It's put together by David Wolf, who, if you haven't heard, is one of the most prolific authors out there. He's a world's leading authority on raw food nutrition and just an amazing guy. So we've been following his work for many, many years, and he's doing a lot of groundbreaking work in the area of calcium and how to dissolve these bad calcium deposits in our body, and that's what's responsible for fibrosis and calcium buildup, and essentially that's what takes down all mammals. Getting rid of this bad calcium in your body is imperative if you want to live a long, healthy, disease-free life. So the Longevity Now conference, you can either attend it or you could purchase the DVDs and the workbooks online, and I've done both, and they're extremely powerful. They're very motivating, and it helps you follow a protocol that will help you prevent and reverse diseases. It's incredible. So I would highly recommend you check it out. You can learn more at extremehealthradio.com/longevity. And please visit our sponsors, as this is the way that we're helping to maintain ourselves and to get to a level of sustainability. So thank you so much for listening, and let's get back to this interview. You know, I always think about when I hear that music.
Let me guess.
What?
Okay, if we have the same thought, it's going to weird me out.
Do we have the same brain?
Is it the intro to the Friends show?
Yes.
Before you even were going to say something, I was going to say, that reminds me so much of Friends.
It's something with a guitar or something, isn't it?
Dude, you're scaring me.
Oh, man.
We are the same person in two brains.
That is hilarious.
Wow.
Yeah, it sounds like Friends. A little bit. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. We're weird.
We're weird.
Maybe a lot of other people thought that, though, too, when they heard it first. Maybe it's not just that.
Yeah, maybe we think we're weird.
Yeah.
Maybe we like to think that we're weird.
There's beauty in that.
Yeah, there's beauty in weirdness.
Hey, before you read this next question real quick.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot. I saw two things that I thought during the week to share really fast.
Cool.
One was on Facebook. Someone reposted something, a quote by Mark Twain.
Oh, Twain.
It said, "Keep away from people who try to belittle your ambitions. Small people always do that, but the really great make you feel that you too can become great."
Wow.
Isn't that cool?
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Little fodder for your soul. Fodder?
There's a lot of people that
Fuel for your soul.
just cut other people down, isn't it?
I know.
Crazy.
Ridiculous.
Like, we're watching something recently or listening, I forget, but someone was talking about how their dad used to tell them, "Oh, you'll never amount to anything." I can't imagine. Can you imagine telling your son or daughter that?
No.
You'll never amount to anything?
Unreal.
Golly, crazy.
No.
That's sad.
Thank God we grew up in houses where that wasn't the case, but that's so foreign to me.
I know. I can't imagine. What that does to a young mind.
I know.
Yeah, I like that quote.
Isn't that a good quote?
That's a great quote.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for sharing.
Thanks for hearing.
Yeah.
And do you want to hear my other thing?
Yeah, let's do it.
It's like show and tell time.
Show and tell. Show and tell with Kate.
Show and tell with Kate. This was another thing that I found on Facebook. Herbal remedies for broken bones.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if this means that you still need to get treatment for the broken bone. I think so, but that this could aid in the
healing process. Nice.
Arnica.
Okay.
Comfrey, which I don't know what that is, but I've seen it 1,000 times.
It's like a leaf you can get. Yeah.
Okay.
My mom actually does comfrey. She gets it from Mountain Rose Herbs.
Oh, does she?
Yeah. We have a link to that at the bottom of our website, but yeah, it's good for because she's doing it for osteoporosis.
Oh.
Comfrey leaf. Yeah. She's doing herbal infusions.
Go your mom.
Yeah, it's cool.
We have like a little medicine experiment going on. We should be wearing little lab coats making teas. Nettle.
Nettle, yeah, she's doing that too.
She's doing that too?
Yep.
Dandelion leaf.
Nice.
Horsetail. Alfalfa. Chickweed. Turmeric. Herbal green tea. Dark leafy green vegetables. Avoiding sugar, refined foods, chocolate, and caffeine. Boo, chocolate.
Boo.
Boo, I love chocolate. Herbs to use internally for pain that calm the nervous system. Chamomile, passion flower, and valerian. They have a lot of teas that have that stuff in them.
Wow.
Chamomile. Yeah, so isn't that interesting?
That's interesting how that can have an effect on your bones.
I know. Who knew?
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we learned that from Susun Weed. Funny how she spelled her name. Susun. Susun Weed. Yeah, it's Susun Weed, and she's an herbalist. And she has these things called the herbal infusions. And I'd like to do this. You can get these at Mountain Rose Herbs at the bottom of our website if you're interested. But you buy them in like bulk. You buy them in, I think, like 2-pound bags. And you can get a series of 5 different herbs.
Okay.
And what you do is you fill like your 16-ounce mason jar. You weigh it out by weight. So it's not by volume, it's by weight.
Okay.
And you get a little weigher and you weigh it out. And I think you weigh out, I forget what you weigh, an ounce. I think it's an ounce. And so it ends up being almost a third of an entire mason jar.
Okay.
Of the leaf. And then you just pour boiling water over that overnight. And then you put the lid on that sucks it in, the ball jar lid. And you let that just...
You mean with a rubber thing around the top? The ceiling type lid, or just the regular screw-on lid cap?
Well, both, there's 2 parts to the ball jar lids.
Right, okay.
Yeah, so just that. And you pour boiling water on that overnight, and you let it seep and steep overnight. And that is called an herbal infusion. And then you strain it in the morning, and then the next day you do a different herb. And there's a series of 5 herbs that are really high in protein, but also really great for osteoporosis and 1,000 different issues.
And your mom has done it or is about to do it?
She's doing it now. She's been doing it for probably close to a year now. And you rotate every night. So you only do one particular type of herb each week.
Wow.
For that. But it's really, really cool thing.
Wow. That's awesome.
Mountain Rose Herbs, man.
Mountain Rose Herbs.
Gotta love it.
God.
All right. Rahul writes in, this is a great question. I just came across your show and I just love it. I heard you say many times that you're planning to have a baby. My wife and I are planning to have a baby too. I just wanted to check with you all on tips that you can share. Could you answer the below questions? Number 1, we are planning to have a baby soon. I wanted to do a detox and cleanse before that. Could you suggest the best one before pregnancy? After the cleanse program you suggest, how soon can we have a baby? Can my wife do a cleanse during the pregnancy months? If yes, which one would you suggest?
I love that question because that's kind of what we've been on the journey to figure out too.
Yeah. So from what I've been able to gather from lots of different people is you don't want to do any cleansing during the time that you're pregnant.
With one exception.
Oh yeah.
Not cleansing, but you can take the zeolite.
Yes.
When you are pregnant, which we just found out.
Yeah.
It's totally safe to do.
And the zeolite. And if you're interested in the one that we take, you can check it out at extremehealthradio.com/zeolite. The 2 cleanses that you want to do before pregnancy, there's lots of different cleanses. There's the Arise and Shine cleanse by Health Force, which is really good. There is the Ejuva cleanse. We sell that one. That one's just as good. There's the Clean program. We interviewed Dr. Alejandro Younger. He's the developer of the Clean program. So all of those I've heard really great things about. So that's the Arise and Shine, the Ejuva, and the Clean program. And if you buy the Ejuva through us, we'll get a little commission, but just pick which one, go check out those and see if any of those are interesting to you. We have a link to the Ejuva on the right side of our site, but the Arise and Shine I hear is just as good. So,
how long before conception are you supposed to do these cleanses and then wait until you start to try to have a child? Do you know?
I don't think it matters as far as, I mean, I'm just trying to go back to a couple interviews we did, and there's so much information that just kind of jumbles in my mind. I feel like I asked that same question to a couple different people, and they said that you can conceive relatively soon after.
Because once the cleanse is done, the cleanse is done. It's not like your body needs to recover much. Okay.
Yeah. So, gosh, I wish I could remember who said that. But yeah, so as far as I know, you don't have to wait any period of time, but I wouldn't take my advice. I'm just a guy that's, I'm not a nutritionist or anything.
Right.
What are you planning on with respect to midwife natural births? Kate, I'll leave that question up to you.
Oh, man. Thanks. Put me on the spot.
Well, it's not my decision, so.
No, and that's the thing. I'm so interested in that stuff. I think it's probably the way to go. It just depends on the person and the couple and whatever. But we have a bunch of friends that have been doing that recently. Water births, home births, birthing centers. Around where we live, there's 2 birthing centers where you can go. And I think it's a cool concept because I heard that there's like a doula / midwife in a package that you basically get that will both help you through that process. I would probably Google for your area, birthing centers, midwifery centers, doulas, that kind of stuff. I know that if you are interested in home births, there's plenty of, help through those women, the midwives that could come and help you with that, and the rentals of the big water tubs if you're interested in a water birth.
Oh, wow. They actually rent the tubs.
They bring it to your house. They set it up.
That is so cool.
That's pretty cool.
Wow.
Yeah. A lot of people like the birthing centers, I'm starting to realize, just because you don't have to bring any of that stuff into your own home. It's not a mess. You don't have to deal with like water and sheets and, blood.
I think there's an emotional side to that too, where people feel more comfortable in your home. And, ideally it would be the most ideal situation to be born in your home and to die in your home.
That would be awesome.
And to move on and to never do either one of those things in a hospital, because it's just traumatic no matter which way you look at it. You may want to look at the interview we did with Janice Barcelo. That will scare you to death.
Great.
But no, what I will say though is that if you're a woman and wanting to do these types of things, it really does take a lot of emotional and spiritual and I don't know, like a lot of work that you have to do
leading up to it
and getting it in your mind that this is what I want to do, and God created my body in such a way to do this. Because the reason I say that is if you don't lay that groundwork first, there's just so much fear that's been pumped into women and to men their entire life, watching TV where there's births going on, and they portray it in a certain way, and they train people to feel like they need a hospital because something's going to go wrong, and you know how everything is based on fear, and so they don't want really anyone to not use their services because there's money involved on every level. So if you're Oh, go ahead.
Oh, and the ways to prepare leading up to the people I've been talking to is the whole hypnobirthing.
Oh, wow.
I want to look into that. I'm not quite sure what all that entails, but I know there's a whole thing around the preparation mentally and spiritually and emotionally going into it.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And going into that state when you are, in the throes of labor and things like that.
So
I heard that's really powerful.
Training your mind to go into almost like an altered state kind of thing. And allowing your baby to be born to
work with your body and communicate and put you out of the equation a little bit.
Yeah, we've been learning a lot about natural birthing lately, and let's see, number 3, is there a link where I can find doctors who support no vaccines and help to deliver naturally? How do I find such information close to my place in Dallas, Texas? Oh, wow. You know what I would do? I would go... Oh man, is there a link that can find doctors who support no vaccines? We've done a couple interviews with people on doing vaccines, or talk about how vaccines are harmful. Check out those interviews and maybe contact those people to deliver.
For people in the areas.
Yeah.
As far as doctors and things.
As far as finding a place close to you, I would just Google, your city name and then put in your search term. that might be something to consider. Do you take vaccines? Do you take vaccines for the kid? I'm sure it's no. Then how do you plan it? Do you take vaccines for the kid? I'm assuming, I think you're asking, are we going to vaccinate our children? And yeah, it's going to be no.
Or is he saying, are we ourselves vaccinated? You know how like my friends and family and stuff, how they'll get like the whooping cough vaccine themselves, the adults?
Prior to, like during pregnancy or something?
Or yeah, like some of my pregnant friends have, received, their husbands will receive the whooping cough vaccine, for example, so that when the baby is delivered, the baby's not at risk to be around two people. I'm wondering if that's what he's asking too. Like if the adults they try to talk you into vaccinating sometimes the parents before the child comes in. So yeah, I would definitely not do that. But
the whole birthing thing, man, they scare you on every level. It's absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
They just want you to get shot up. And in short, since I am at the same stage of planning a baby as you are, I wanted to see how you're planning it and if you could share it. For eyesight improvement, do you have any tips to improve it? I would say beta carotene is really great for the eyes. Mm-hmm. I would look at Dr. Bob Marshall, healthline.cc. He's got some great products for the eyes. Rebounding is really good for the eyes.
Oh, right.
We sell a program to help people with their eyes. I think if you go to extremehealthradio.com/vision, there's a great product by Angela Stokes Monarch, who has sells some pinhole glasses and some really great educational materials to help with your eyes.
And the pinhole glasses are the glasses that you wear to strengthen your eyesight?
Right, because when people wear glasses, it weakens the eye muscle. And what we want to do is strengthen the eye muscle, because apparently those are really difficult and to strengthen, and they're really easy to atrophy. So you want to keep good eye health. And
with you and I lately, how we try not to wear our sunglasses very much to get the vitamin D and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Is that also strengthening our eyesight? Because
because
we're not relying on the easy way out with the sunglasses.
Yeah, because when you let a little bit of light, even if it's indirect light, come into your eyes, it's always going to be healing.
Gotcha.
Let's see. What was I going to say?
I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. With eyesight, if you go to /vision, other foods. Blueberries are really good for the eyes. High colored foods like berries. Cooked oils are really damaging to the eyes. There's also a guy that's doing really great work, Dr. Jerry Tennant, and he's having great success with curing macular degeneration and things.
Is he?
Yeah, he's a fascinating guy. I want to get him on the show. He's at tenantinstitute.com.
Awesome.
And he works with the voltage of the body.
Voltage?
The voltage, because we're electrical beings,
right? And
every cell works on a specific voltage. And when you start healing that, the body can basically just improve in every way. And he's been working with, he's done a lot of work with macular degeneration and specifically eye issues.
Wow.
Cool. Yeah. So you may want to check out his website. For degenerative discs, do you have any tips to improve it? Oh gosh. Degenerative discs. Oh man, do you have any thoughts on that?
I'm trying to think about this.
I would think supplements like MSM would be good.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe some, like we sell a yoga trapeze or an inversion table. Those are great for your lower back.
Mm-hmm.
The yoga trapeze is in our store. What else would be good?
I wonder if the prolotherapy.
Oh, the prolotherapy, yeah.
I have no idea if that's something. Justin was getting these shots in his knee. Have you ever talked about that on the show?
Not much, no. I put a blog post about it and showed some pictures. But
oh, okay. Yeah, it's basically these shots of different kind of natural solutions into where he tore his ACL, and it kind of causes the tendons to regrow, strengthen, that kind of thing. But I think it can also be used to lubricate. Like the doctor we went to talked about how people use it in their jaw for TMJ, clicking, all that kind of stuff. It might be worth looking into as far as maybe if there's a way to kind of put that into some of the discs to almost create a cushion or a layer of liquid in there to help lubricate that, so they're not.
Yeah.
I have no idea. I'm just talking out loud, but.
And there's also the mortar, right? What's that mortar? I'll put a link to it. It's mortar something, and they do work with lower back and things.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, the Mortar Solution or something like that.
Okay.
I'll put a link to this show page. This is going to be extremehealthradio.com/81.
Yes.
I'll put a note there to put that, and so that might help your discs. So thank you, Rahul, for writing in. That's really great. It's really cool because we're on the same exact journey you are and trying to figure things out ourselves. So we're all doing the best we can. Mm-hmm. And let's see, we got 2 more, and we'll close out the show. Let's see, Bijal, Bijal writes in, well, Justin, let me start off with congratulating you. What a wonderful job you are doing. I only came across your website by a fluke. However, as someone has said, your teacher will appear when you are ready to learn. Recently, I've been diagnosed with a fertility issue. I'm 40 years old, female with FHS level 14. Do you know what FHS is?
Ooh.
I'm 40 years old, female with FHS level 14.
I don't know.
And my husband has diabetes. Since the past 3 weeks, I've become vegetarian, started juicing and drinking at least 1 gallon of water a day. Nice.
Wow.
And started taking superfoods with some herbs. So as I said, I was getting ready to change my life, and your website appeared as a teacher. So I'm so grateful to you and your show. I have downloaded all the podcasts on my iPhone, and I promise to buy all my herbs, DVDs, books, and equipment through your website. That's cool. I will be more interested to learn more about the 2 issues I've mentioned above. Best.
Thank you very much.
That is so cool. Golly.
Wow.
It blows me away that we're able to just help people around the world. Golly.
Kind of crazy.
Man, it's so
Well, that was
so
the whole
cool.
vision for this, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And we've succeeded if people are getting help.
She's been diagnosed with a fertility issue. Who was that interview that we listened to? We have a bunch of really great programs on our pregnancy section of our store. All that have to do with having natural birth. So if this is something that you're interested in, I think there's 4 of them that we promote, and they're really good. And we were listening to, I think, the Conscious Parenting Summit with Matt Monarch, right? And there's a fertility expert on that show. Remember that? We're driving back from getting Springwater.
I totally do. I don't remember her name. Can you put the link to that somehow?
I can. I think it's fertility-info.com.
I think that's right.
I forgot what her name is, Carrie. Anyway, I would highly suggest checking out her website and possibly even getting some of those courses if you're interested in pregnancy and natural birth, because these things are...
And they can get the courses where?
Just in our store.
Okay.
There's a pregnancy tab, and I think there's 4 of them on that page, and these things just blow my mind. They're just incredible.
It seems like every time we listen to an interview on anybody else's show or any of these summits or whatever, you always walk away going, there's hope for every condition. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
Especially with the fertility stuff. After listening to some of these, you're like, there's no reason why you can't turn that around for yourself through natural things, herbal, stress, even the colors you're wearing.
Completely like Adam Bergstrom was
Adam
talking
Bergstrom.
about.
I mean, I think there's so much power in all that together. It's just, there's always hope for these things.
Yeah, he was talking about, I mean, there's 1,000 different things for fertility, but he was talking about having tremendous success just using the color green.
I think it is green and yellow.
For fertility, but there's all kinds of things, and we'll put a link to that. And if you're interested in any of those products, check those out. That might help. Let's see here. I recently been diagnosed with fertility issue, and my husband has diabetes. There is a great book called "There Is a Cure for Diabetes."
Yes, there is. Perfect. Very fitting.
Very fitting. By Gabriel Cousins.
Yes.
And he is the treeoflife.nu is his website. And I think it's gabrielcousins.com, C-O-U-S-I-N-S. Or no, C-O-U-S-E-N-S, right?
I think it is E.
What's that book called again? I just forgot it.
There is a cure for diabetes.
Put that on the page. Cure for diabetes. Chicken scratch here. Making notes here.
Chicken scratch.
But yeah, there's definitely things you can do. You didn't say if it was type 1 or type 2, but I know they've had success with type 1 as well. They haven't had sex with type 1, Kate. You laughed at me.
Like a little kid. That was funny. No, right.
No, they've had success with both type 1 and type 2. And that would definitely be something. So I think this is great. You're doing juicing and taking herbs. This is awesome.
For sure.
And with fertility issues as well, we've been learning that women want to drink 1 ounce of water per pound of body weight during their pregnancy.
That is a lot.
That's a lot. And you want to start with getting a half an ounce per pound per body weight. So if you weigh 100 pounds, you want to start with 50 ounces a day.
Wow.
And you want to work up 8 ounces per week on that. And that will help prevent stretch marks and have the baby be well adjusted and grow well, and it would be really good for the mother. And nutritional yeast flakes also will help for breast milk too. Right. They're really, really good for breast milk.
And really good after, I've read that after a woman has the baby and has problems producing.
Yes.
It keeps it, if they start drying up after a month, if there's not enough, all that I guess is super powerful in helping your body do what it's supposed to do to be able to.
Those two things, the water and the nutritional yeast flakes, really great. So, check out those courses. I mean, I just know all this stuff from those courses. So, diabetes is curable. So check out the Tree of Life. And one more question. Samantha writes in, "Hi Justin, I just want to let you know that what an inspiration you have been to me during a very difficult time. My mom was diagnosed with neck cancer in January and is currently undergoing radiation and chemotherapy. I'm very interested in natural health and alternative medicine, and I'm very wary of the standard cancer protocol, but I'm supporting my mom in her decision for treatment. Reading about how your mom also experienced the same treatments and survived made me so hopeful, and I thank you for sharing your experiences. I've been driving to my parents' home in Dayton, Ohio, and I live in Columbus, to sit with my mom during her chemo sessions, and I listen to your podcast during my drives. They are always very informative and inspiring. I wish there were more people like you out there in the world spreading the word. Thank you again for all that you do. Fondly, Samantha." Isn't that cool?
Oh, so cool. Thank you.
Yeah, I can remember doing the exact same thing. I drove up to the City of Hope and gave platelets for my mom, and I think I sat in there for hours, I think 4 or 5 hours at a clip. And, it would take an hour and a half to get up there. So it was, a 9-hour day driving that far. This was in 1995. And so I really can sympathize with you on this. And we'll be praying for your mom, definitely, Samantha. And, I think it's really good what you're doing to just support your mom,
Yeah.
And no matter
what their journey is.
Yeah, no matter what their journey is. We just had a friend of ours that had treatment and she didn't make it, but I was just wanting to support her in every way possible. And she knew where we were, where we stood on natural treatments and things. And, I think it's just important to not put our dogma on other people,
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that it's it's really easy when you know this kind of information to really just push your stuff on other people. So
and you want to wave your hands over your head and scream like, "Hey, we know something that could help you." But it's amazing how many people just want to do the way they want to do it, and that's fine. I mean, you can't force anybody to. Yeah. You just feel sad that you feel like you have a way that might be more beneficial, but whatever they choose, I agree. The best thing is just to be strong for them and learn from it.
Yeah, and I think that just sharing what you know and then giving them the option with no judgment and no guilt or no anything, no snide comments or anything like that. Just sharing. In times like that, sometimes you may have to share your opinion without it being asked. Right. But you can just, in a loving way, tell them what you know and tell them that you won't bring it up ever again. But I just want to let you know the things that I know because I couldn't live with myself if I didn't say anything. Right. And just very lovingly say those things and then just be, supportive no matter what they choose. Yeah.
Let it go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So thank you, Samantha, for writing in, and we'll be praying for your mom and hoping for the best. Keep in touch. Please let me know any updates that you have. gosh, just feel for you. So yeah, definitely keep in touch. And I thank you that you listen to our shows, and I'm so glad that you like what we're doing here. So gosh, that about goes. I think that runs the gamut, Kate.
Gamut run.
Gamut has been run. So.
I got to get back to my robot dancing.
Okay, so let me read a quote really quick to end the time here. This is a good quote. There will always be a reason why you meet people. Either you need them to change your life, or you're the one that will change theirs.
Whoa.
That's cool, huh?
I love that. Who said that? Do we know?
There's no
You
person.
said it.
Nobody said that.
You did. Nobody.
There will always be a reason why you meet people. Either you need them to change your life, or you're the one that will change theirs.
Wow.
Pretty cool, huh?
I really like that.
Thanks for sticking with us, Kate. I know you have to leave.
I know. I got to go.
Yes.
But you're welcome.
Okay, let's see. If you'd like to support us, visit our store. We would be really appreciative of that. And if you'd like to donate, please consider doing that. Send a couple bucks here and there. We'd greatly, greatly appreciate that. That will help pay all of our bills here that are starting to mount up and things like that. And you can also do that on Amazon, or you could sign up to our mailing list, which is great. I have lots of people on there. It's growing every day. And follow us on Facebook and click like and all that stuff, and send this show to your friends too if you're interested, and if they're on board with this kind of stuff. We're kind of relying on you guys for help, so that would be excellent.
Excellent.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Thanks so much for listening, and let us know if we can help you.
And the moral of the story is, don't have giant grubs coming out of your arm.
Prevent giant grubs from being pulled from your arm.
So gross. Yeah, if anybody has any light on that, send us an email.
Yeah, that would be
any dream